Welcome back, friends. So wildland season's upon us. I can always tell because the DNR choppers are out flying around identifying lightning strikes. Lightning's a big problem around here. So when I see that, it kind of gets me anxious. So we had what they call a green up this year, meaning kind of a late heavy rains. And a lot of folks will think, well, that's going to be great, right? Get more water, more moisture into the fuel load. Well, not necessarily. It has just the opposite effect. What it will do is it'll cause light fuels, grasses and stuff to come up really quickly. And then because the rain dies off and the heat comes, it wilts and dies and lays down, and that increases the fuel load exponentially. So that's what I've been working on all day yesterday. We've been mowing. We'll be finishing up today with the Rhino Flex Wing. The nice thing about that is we get it done quickly. You know, we can do 3 times the width of what we could do with a normal brush hog. So let me show you a little bit about, teach you a little bit about weather and how to mow your field without starting it on fire. You're best off to mow when the humidity is up really high, and that's typically in the morning. It's 7 o'clock. And what I'll actually do is I'll kind of watch the humidity. So this is called a kestrel here. I don't know if I can focus on here. And we use these in the fire service for predicting weather. And so what this is telling me right now is there's 3 things that I'm interested in. What's the temperature, right? So the temperature is 76 degrees. What's the humidity? Humidity is 50%. So that's high humidity, and that's going to be, it's very unlikely that a fire, if it does get started, is actually going to grow. And the most important number is what they call the PIG, or the point of ignition, which is showing me at 20%. What that means is in a certain area, if you took 100 embers, right, and they were all to land on this one small area, 20% of those would actually ignite and burn. So the PIG is actually relatively low. So I'll use this thing before I mow. If I come out here and I've got humidity in the single digits or in the teens, and the PIG is at over 50% and the temperature is hot and I've got a wind, that's not the time to mow, right? Choose another time. And typically, once the sun comes out, once it gets hot, the grass is really going to be stunted and stop growing. So we only need to mow really like 2 or 3 times in the spring to get a handle on it. So let's pre-run everything here and then we'll go for a little drive. You guys have seen this before. I'll just quickly go over it. So this is a 150-gallon, completely independent, basically firefighting system that is super capable because it's got foam. Foam, it's basically, think of it as like soap. Foam breaks the surface tension on the water. It makes your water go a lot further and stay around. So when it's hot and it's evaporating, having that foam in there will make it kind of stay a little bit longer. And also because it breaks the surface tension, it gets down in the nooks and crannies. You know how water will bead up? You can like put a spray on a pile and it stays dry underneath. By adding the foam, the soap, it gets down in there. So I've got a hose reel on here and I just make sure it's got everything in it ready to go. So we'll just do a quick start up here. And we're good there. A lot of folks saw the mower parked over by the shop and were asking about it. This is the Rhino TS12, and this is a flex wing, meaning that it's got 3 big blades underneath of it. I want to show you the transmission. This is really interesting. So it's driven off the PTO, off your tractor. So if you don't know this, a tractor will have a spline shaft on the back, and you can engage this shaft and it will turn here, and this is what will power all your implements. So we've got the one drive shaft coming in from the Yanmar, and then this is a clever gearbox that splits this into 3 different shafts right there. And this is really nice. So there's no shear pins. A shear pin in a piece of equipment like snow blowers and different things it's put in there so if the blade hits something that's just immovable, the shear pin will shear. It's a sacrificial piece and not tear up the transmission or tear up the gearboxes or anything. You don't have, and it's kind of a hassle because once they shear, you have to have one and you got to stop and dig it out and all that. These here have actually slipping clutches. So these clutches, if this comes up against something immovable, these clutches will slip and save the whole deal. But you can see how that transmission works. So this drives to the driver's blade, and then the center one right there, and then of course that long shaft to the driver's shaft. So pretty clever unit. So we've got it plumbed up to the rear circuits, and there's 3 switches here on the cab. And so this one here will raise and lower the entire unit. So if you're on uneven ground or you want to go over some rocks or something and you don't want to drag it, you can adjust the height of it and get it up high and clear. This is my favorite part. Hydraulically, the wings come up right here, and now you can fit through fences. More importantly, you can actually fit the thing in a barn or just a normal stall, because this is huge, right? And you can't back it up or get it under cover unless you do that. So we've got some gates and fences that we need to fit through. I'll fold that up. You can go right through a normal gate and then put it back down. Super awesome. I'll show you the blades. Here are the blades, and there's 3 sets of these. So there's one on each side and of course one in the center. And I've been quit using the little John Deere mower on the front yard right here, because I can lower it down and it seems to work fine. I mean, it surprised me that it works like in a normal yard. I mean, it's not as fine, but it gets the job done. It gets done quick too. Also, FYI, if you're just getting into land and getting into a tractor, it's going to be really careful with some of those implement packages that the dealership sells. They're not all created equal. I kind of thought that until I started seeing the difference, and I went to Rhino and saw how they build stuff compared to like some of your lower end deals. It's really enticing because they'll roll all of those implements in with the financing, right? So, oh yeah, I'll take the mower and I'll take the forklift and the bucket and all that. But be careful, look at that stuff, because sometimes it's not made very well. This Rhino stuff is, if not the best, definitely considered to be tier 1 as far as durability and just the build quality over some of the Chinese made stuff. So don't get sucked in with that. If you're buying a tractor, just double check it, make sure you know that you're getting good equipment. Guess who's home? Welcome home, Jack.
Hi.
Do you miss the Midwest?
It's far too humid.
It's very humid. Who's this?
Hi, Papa.
Who's this?
Hi, Papa.
Hi, baby. Oh, I've been missing you.
Oh, hi, girl.
Oh, her legs. Hi, baby.
Hi, my love.
Welcome home.
I do.
I was wondering what the dots were.
Oh, she can't
Hi,
go on the ground.
Dada.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm
baby.
giving her to Papa.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.
Take the baby.
Oh, you look so cute in your sweater. Oh, did you miss Papa?
Wawa.
Oh, Wawa. You are hot.
Wawa.
You want to play with your water?
Wawa.
Can you say hi? How was the drive? How was the flight?
Can you give Papa a kiss?
No.
Are you
How
too
was
busy?
was it airplane?
Someone didn't sleep one thing and moved for 3.5 hours straight.
Okay. Oh, let's get going. All right. Stay out of the gravel. Oh. You want to see your closet?
I do.
It's so dark in here. We'll probably should.
Yay! This is awesome! Baby, I'm so excited.
Yeah. You
Can you believe
You can fill it up now.
Wait, you can fill it up.
I've got mine. Mine's
I'll
right
just
there.
take this little section.
I'm minimizing.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, it's all yours. I just want your stuff not in my closet.
I don't have this much clothing. I have like this much clothing.
We will see.
This is exciting. Wow. It's beautiful in there. Who else has such a nice looking inside of their closet, huh?
I think most normal people have a normal closet.
We're not very
I hear the
normal.
sweet loaf.
Yeah, I don't think she's very happy today. Well, this turned out great, baby. Look at that. Oh, it worked great, didn't it?
You see how far the floor is out? So I'm gonna have to do some sort of a. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but
Wow, the floor is up that much.
yeah, 2 inches.
What, is it getting bumped?
Came that way.
So did you complain?
Yeah, they're gonna send a replacement, but it's 5 weeks. So I thought, well, I'll put it up, and then when the replacement comes, we can.
Look at you put all the this in and everything. You did such a nice job. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow, this is really big. So you're gonna have all your clothing in here?
Well, I'm gonna have to. I guess I don't. Now I don't have any room for this thing. Don't know where that goes. Maybe jackets too now. Or
Well,
Sweet Loaf.
we could just
Sweet
put
Loaf's
it-
gonna need
We
one.
could just put everything right there.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, just take away one of these and slide it under.
Yeah, possibly.
Or I can take that and you can take my big one.
Okay, we'll work it out.
Okay.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
This is great. Yeah, because if I put my drawers in here, they're too tall. So maybe I'll take that one and you can take mine.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.